Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the man of the hour, the man of the power, Mr. Mark DeMayo!
One more time for James Madden, huh? You guys are great, man. Thank you guys so much for coming out, man. I know it's dangerous. People were asking me when I was inviting them to the thing, is it inside? Yeah, inside. We could be inside now. People are so freaking paranoid. You guys fixed for the vaccine? No. But there has to be people that... I could have got it early, man. My friend I grew up with is a doctor. And he tried to hook me up. I was like, no, I want to make sure all the frontline workers get it first. Because that's how I am. The essential workers, the old people, let it get them first. And they've survived. All I'm saying, give it a couple of months. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, man. This whole time's been tough, man. Everybody's got that one thing you always wanted to do in your life. You said to yourself, man, if I had the time, I would learn how to play the guitar. Or I would paint. Everybody's got that one thing. I would write a novel. And then we had the first lockdown. And you had all the time in the world. And you didn't do any of it, did you? Nothing. When they let you out the first time, you felt bad, didn't you? You're like, oh, man. But then you massage yourself. You say, listen, I've been working hard all these years. I used the time off, I relaxed. I caught up on my TV shows. But if I ever have that moment again, and then you had the moment again. I didn't do anything either. I got like 3 scripts unfinished. The only thing... I'm not proud of this, by the way. The only thing, it turns out that I finished YouPorn. I didn't think that was possible. But apparently, if you watch every video that YouPorn has to offer at least 5 times, they send you a certificate. It's like a gold star. It says, congratulations. You've watched every video that YouPorn has to offer. You're now welcome to join our premium channels. I turned 53 during this thing, too. When you turn 53, you got to get a lot of tests. So in the middle of this, you got to check for cancer. In the middle of this, I got to go get a prostate exam. A lot of guys make a big deal. Fellas, if you're young, this is what you got to look forward to. The prostate exam, a doctor sticks his finger in your butt. And everybody makes a big deal out of it. Let me tell you, hey guys, I've had 7 prostate exams, okay? And 5 of them I paid for myself. If you plan it out, right, it's not a bad day, that's all I'm saying. There's the colonoscopy. That's another one they go through the butt. But that one they put you out for, so you don't really know what happens. When you come for your consultation afterwards, you're like, Doc, unless you're going to show me the video, what are we even talking about here? I had the worst test that you could ever get done if you're a man. I had to get a bladder exam. And in order to check out your bladder, they use what's called a pinhead camera. And they take the pinhead camera and they put it through the head of your penis. And they push it down. Yes, it's as uncomfortable as you think it's going to be, fellas. They stick this pinhead camera down through the head of your penis, and they push it down the shaft using the cord. And for me, they needed a lot of cord. Nah, I'm kidding. They only need like this much cord. When I went to get my test, my bladder exam, that day that I came in, apparently, because I talked to the receptionist, she goes, I got bad news. The pinhead camera's down. You can reschedule or you could use the old camera. It's up to you. I didn't want to reschedule because I Googled what's going to happen to me. And I didn't want to go through another sleepless night. So I'm thinking, how bad could the old camera be, right? I'll tell you how bad. The old camera was a Polaroid. When the pictures were coming out, ching, 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 ching. I was like, ah! And then the doctor's looking at him. Yeah, young guys, that was a Polaroid picture. Yeah, you turn 53, man. That's a good age, though. It's a good age because you don't care what young people think anymore. I'm not trying to be young. I don't care about your music. It sucks. You know, let me tell you something. If you're hanging out with somebody who's 53 and they know how to dance still, well, they know the latest music, get away from him. He's a freak. You ever see them in the clubs hanging out? I still party. I'm 53, I still party. I still go hard. Look at me. I still go, 53, go hard. But I go hard for like 45 minutes, an hour. Then I'm calling an Uber. I'll still scrap too, man. I don't care. No, I'm still in shape. I'll still fight. These young guys, yeah, because you know they're freaking, nah, I'll still go, man. I'll still go. But now it's a little different. Now if I got problems, I put my readers on. Yo, what'd you say? Yo, you got a problem? You go out, like if we get a flyer to a reunion and you're my age, thing says doors open 10 o'clock. There's a line out there at 9:30. People my age waiting to get in. You go to young people, man, they get a flyer, it says 10 o'clock. They don't leave the house until midnight. I bumped into an old friend of mine in the club. He's like, you want to do a bump? I'm like, what? Because you want to do a bump. I'm like, you talking about coke? He's like, yeah. I said, I haven't done coke in 30 years, bro. What you got? 2 bumps later, I'm like, call your boy, we're getting an ounce. Drive me home, I'm getting my beeper, and I got a scale in the garage. We're back in business. Dating during this whole pandemic's been tough too, man. My girlfriend, man, because you're locked down with your family. I want to meet your family. When am I going to meet your family? I still meet your family. I'm telling them, my family's crazy. I hate all my girlfriends. But now they let us out. The other night I had a couple in me, so I was like, you know what? You asked for this. So I bring over the house. I'm like, honey, come on in here. This is my family. That's my wife. Those are my kids. Pretty sure there's one hiding back there. You happy now, huh? Now that you messed everything up here? Get out of here, you home wrecker. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. I don't cheat on my wife. A lot anymore. Because she divorced me. I would never get married again. I hate saying that because I'm a romantic, you'll see. I get engaged, though, a lot. Fellas, the best sex you're ever going to get in your life is right after you get engaged. Listen to me, I'm not saying get married. I'm just saying get engaged. It's something about the ring. It makes the girls nuts, bro. Yo, from the day that you give them the ring until the day that you say I do, that gap right there, you could do whatever you want to them sexually. It's like it's a different person, man. That quiet, shy, timid, reserved, holding a little bit back girl, you put a ring on it, she's like, wow! Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I would never get married again. I would just get a dozen rings. Cuban zirconians. Just give them out to whoever wants them. Who gives a shit? I'm done, though, man. I spent 3/4 of my life chasing tail, man. I'm telling you, I'm done. It's up to you young guys right now. I can't do it no more. My body broke down. My knees are shot. I blew out my lower back. I'm hanging up my condom, damn it. I got the numbers. I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm a true player for oh my God. Me back in the day, If you would have saw me back in the day in a club, let me tell you something. I was in it to win it. Like, I'm one of these dudes, man. I'm not going home until I got a girl to go home with. That's the zone I was in. And let me tell you something. Some nights, man, it's beautiful, man. Mwah, beautiful girl. And then there's some nights, listen, Babe Ruth didn't hit a home run every time up. There's some nights she might not be all that, but she was all that was left. You ever in a club when the DJ goes last call? It's like a scavenger hunt. The 2-minute drill, every man for himself. Just abandon your friends. Start running around looking for that diamond in the rough. The one girl nobody's even thought of leaving with. She's pretty, but there's something wrong with her. There's always one left, like a pretty face, a galimp or something. It's like a whole crew of them. My friend's got big titties and a twitch. The other one's got like a lazy eye. You're like, sweetheart, I'm over here. No, grab your purse. Let's get out of here. Pretty girls are a pain in the ass anyway. You can't leave them nowhere. It's like having a nice car. You know, but somebody's going to fuck with it. You ever out with a hot chick, man? Oh, what a... You can't leave her nowhere. You got to take a piss, God forbid. There's like a 10-minute discussion. Stay here. Don't talk to anybody. I'll be right back. Because you know how guys are. They're backstabbers. As soon as you go to the bathroom, every knucklehead in place trying to talk to her, trying to get with her. The girls I'm dating right now, I can leave them by any bar. I met one the other night. She waited for me 4 hours by the bar. Nobody tried to talk to her. Nobody wanted to get with her. Not even me. She's all mine, damn it. I got a girl now, though. She's younger than me, and that wasn't the plan, by the way. I'm not that guy. I wasn't looking for a girl to be younger than me. She's 17 years younger than me. Like I said, I wasn't that guy. That's not what I was looking for. It just so happens that the college I hang out at... The younger girls are more into sex, man, I tell you that. They're into it. That's a good thing right there. You know, when I was married, man, I used to get sex on the holidays. That's it. Yeah. And that's what you get, right? That's it. You get it on the holidays. And the messed up part is, like my birthday, which is not a holiday technically, but it's another day I might get sex. It's June 20th, and that's a lot of times that's Father's Day, so I'm getting gypped. But with the younger, she's into it. And like you get to do stuff, like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I just asked for stuff. You want to do role play? Like I didn't have a plan. She was like, okay. So I was like, I pretended like I was a guy who could last a long time. That's it. You just take off your clothes real slow. That's it. She's good though, man. You know what it is? They also like in my house, you know, I used to be able to put on the TV and that channel would stay there. Nobody would touch that channel. It's my house. Nobody, no matter what, even if I left, don't touch the channel. But now with her, like she's like, she can't watch a movie if it's too much action. Oh, this is a boy movie. Like, I don't want to see this. So now we got to figure out something we both like, which is annoying. And the other night we finally find something. I pay for it, and then she fell asleep. That's like kind of sort of like the downside, like young girls. And I couldn't even say nothing because she started having a nightmare. I don't know if you've ever been next to somebody having a nightmare. It's scary for you. She started mumbling underneath her breath, like this, and then her legs started kicking out violently. I felt bad. I pulled her in close. I'm like, run! He's right behind you. He's gaining on you. The other day, she jumps off the couch. She goes, oh, I forgot. I got a doctor's appointment. I got to shave. I didn't think nothing of it. And like, well, she's in the shower for like 2 minutes. I'm wait a minute. How come every time the gynecologist gets to see it, they get to see it in like pristine condition? Like the way God intended. You know what I'm talking about? It's perfect. It's got like a glisten to it, a sparkle. Most of the time I get it, it looks like a haunted house. It's like tumbleweeds, grown out shrub. There's a squeak at the gate. There's howling. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. These young people too, man. You can always tell how long a couple's been dating by how much pubic hair they have. You know what I'm saying? Like young couples, man, they get together, they're completely bald. It's like two kids. 6, 8 months later, what are you doing? The lady puts a racing stripe down there. Guy's doing a bald to fade. You're letting each other know that in a year from now, I'm growing it all out. And that's how you can tell if somebody's cheating. Yeah, I was trying to shape it up and I met... No. You got caught out there. Yeah, this is a tough time, man. The whole thing that we're going through right now, let me tell you something, okay? From the heart, what we're doing right now, listen, I was a New York City police officer for 20 years. What we're doing right now, it breaks my heart, man. I always wanted to be a cop ever since I was a little kid. I wanted to fight crime and lock up bad guys. You believe me, don't you? Now I got like a 700 combined on my SAT. And if you're not from America, the SAT happens to be one of our college entrance exams. And a 700, although it might sound like a really, really, really high test score to get, turns out it's not. Turns out they give you 600 points just for signing your name right. Which I nailed, apparently. I never got 100 on a test in my whole life, okay? When I saw that I got a 700, I was like, what? I knew it, I'm a genius. And my friend Eddie goes, you get 600 points just for signing your name right. I was like, well, if you take away the 600, I still got 100. Let me tell you something, 2 type of people become cops, okay? The first type of person that becomes a cop is somebody that always wanted to be a cop. And you could always spot that cop because they wear aviator sunglasses. You don't want to get pulled over by Mr. Aviator sunglasses. Scary, right? They're in shape, uniform is squared away. They don't want to hear nothing for an excuse. You get pulled over by a cop wearing aviator sunglasses, there's a 99% chance you're going to get that summons. Because Mr. Aviator Sunglasses cop loves writing summons. You never make fun of him, though. But you'll make fun of fat cops all day. I never understood that. Fat cops have big hearts. They want to let you go. All you got to do is give them a good excuse. You ever get pulled over by a fat cop? It's annoying at first, right? Because you're in your car for like 10, 15 minutes. You finally look in your rearview mirror. You're like, what the hell is this guy doing? You're like, yo, this guy's eating right now. Fat cop is sitting in his cruiser. He's got a half an Entenmann's cake on his dashboard. He's doing computer checks, saying a name like this. He finally emerges from the car. You ever see the way fat people get out of the car? They put one elbow on the door, one on the roof, and they kind of sort of spring. Pull! Pull! Fat cop is huffing, he's puffing, he's sweating. He's sweating like he actually had to chase you on foot to pull you over. Stomach's hanging out to here, the bulletproof vest fits like a bib. He's probably going to be angry because he made him stop eating. But don't be scared of fat cops. They got big hearts, okay? Just be honest. He's probably going to be like, You know why I pulled you over, don't you? Just be honest, say, I know I was speeding, officer, but I'm so hungry right now. There's like a 99% chance fat cop is hungry too, folks. He's probably gonna, you wanna go grab a pie? Come on, follow me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, thanks. I was a detective for 13 years. I worked in a lot of cool places. Coolest place I ever worked was the warrant squad. Anybody in here ever have a warrant for their arrest? I'm retired, it's okay. Not fun for you. Hella fun for us, though. You get to hunt humans, man. You'll never hunt a deer again. Here's what happens, okay? If you get arrested in New York City, they're gonna give you a future court date. If you don't return to that court date, the judge issues a warrant for your arrest, okay? Our job was to find you and bring you back to justice, damn it. Now here's the problem. Getting into apartments in the projects. If you're not familiar with New York City, that's what we call our low-income housing, the projects. And people that live in the projects never answer their door. And they especially don't answer their door for cops because they're smart. They know the way cops knock on the door. Why does every single cop knock on the door the same exact way? No matter where you're from, right or wrong, for some reason, every cop knocks on the door, same exact way. I don't care if you've never done anything wrong in your whole life. You're not answering the door for that. What do they do afterwards, right? After they knock it, they go, police! You're like, really? You had me at the knock. I used to look at the guys I worked with. I'm like, dude, why are you knocking on the door? We're never going to get in. I got into every single apartment I ever tried to get into. I grew up in New York City. I knew how to knock on the door. This is the way I used to knock on the door to get into apartments in the projects. Come on, man. Sucker MCs if you did not learn. This time, return. Too old for that shit. Sucker MCs if you did not. It always worked, man. It never not worked. It actually got annoying knowing how to do that. Once the other detectives that I worked with found out that I could get into apartments by knocking on the door that way, every morning they would raise me over the air so I could go knock on their doors. Every morning, Central, this is Team B. You think you'd send DeMayo over here with the Ghetto Knock? That's what the other detectives called it, the Ghetto Knock. I didn't like doing it, man. I always felt bad for the dude on the other side of the door. No, really, man. I know a lot of beats. I was the third string center on my high school basketball team. Everybody used to rap at lunch. I used to do the beats. I know a lot of beats. I'll get you to the door. I could always see the dude dancing to get to the door. Like in my head, like doing a wake and bake, like boom, bam, 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 bam. Yo, what's up? Yo, it's the detective with the Ghetto Knock. Flush the toilet. Yeah, man. Ugh. That's where I worked most of my career, the ghetto. I've seen a lot of stuff, man. I've seen a lot of people who are ghetto and they don't even know they're ghetto. You might be ghetto and not even know it. So we're going to take a test. See how ghetto you really are. If you get more than a couple of these, you're ghetto, and you didn't even know it. You ready? Here we go. If you are older than your uncle, I added a couple people already. See that? Yeah, I hate to break the news to you. You're not supposed to be older than your uncle, okay? Something went horribly wrong in your family. I know you love your uncle, but you're 10 years older than your uncle, and it's weird, right? If anybody in your family sells Mary Kay products, or Avon, or Herbalife, nobody wants that, by the way. We buy it off you to make you feel better. Then we throw it away when you leave. If your church has a rolled-down gate and says Iglesia on top, if the ATM in your neighborhood gives out singles, if you know what a Lucy is, if you know what dollar straight, dollar box means, if you've ever sold a pit bull, and it wasn't even your pit bull, if you've ever ordered an egg and cheese sandwich with a vanilla Dutchie, you're a ghetto construction worker. Yeah, man. I became a detective because I wanted to investigate homicides. I wanted to be a homicide detective. That was my goal. I spent 5 years in the detective squad in Harlem. I became a detective because I wanted to, because of the crime shows. I know it sounds stupid. I'm not the only one. Come on. My girlfriend solves crimes, man. She's got the laptop going, her phone going, the Kindle going. She's solving 3 crimes. Come on, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. No fans of the crime dramas? CSI, First 48, Criminal Minds, SVU, Dateline. Dateline's my favorite. You ever get caught up watching Dateline and realize you're going to be 40 minutes late to wherever you need to be? Because you can't leave in the middle of Dateline, right? You got to figure out, did this guy push his wife off the cliff or not? So was some guy pushing his wife off the cliff on Dateline. Ladies, let me tell you something. If you're in a rocky relationship, and out of nowhere, your significant other asks you to go hiking. And like the two of you have never been hiking together, okay? I know you're thinking, wow, that's really nice. He wants to do stuff. No! Don't go hiking. He's trying to kill you, man. My favorite show of all time was Law and Order. Thank you. I watched Law and Order every single day at work for like 5 years. That's how I learned how to be a detective. I watched so much Law & Order, I still remember the voiceover. I used to fall asleep to it. Some of you might know it too, subconsciously watch. In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by 2 separate, equally important groups. The police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute offenders, and these are their stories. Ba-bung-bung! Still sends chills up my spine. That's all I ever wanted to do was investigate homicides, man. I busted my ass to get that gold shield. Then they put me to work in Harlem. I worked in Harlem in a detective squad for 5 years. Do you know how many homicides I had a chance to investigate in those 5 years? 0, not a 1. I had the worst luck ever. I just happened to be a detective during the biggest drop in homicide history, folks. You don't believe me? Look it up. Under Mayor Giuliani and Mayor Bloomberg here in New York City went from 2,000 homicides to less than 300. Good for you, not good for me. I caught some shootings, some cases where people got shot, investigated some stabbings. But these fuckers would never die, man. I had the worst luck ever. I got a kid who got shot 8 times once and lived. Do you know how annoying that is? When all you want to do is investigate homicides? I get to the crime scene. It was a mess. It was scary. There's like blood spatter all over the walls. There's shell casings ruining the floor. I was so sure this kid was DOA, man. I called home from the crime scene, man. Don't ever do that. That was a big mistake. You know what it is? I just knew how much it would mean to everybody at home. You know what I'm saying? You got families, right? When some good happens for you, you want to go home. So I was like, honey, I'm not going to make it home tonight. No, I'm not going out. Why do you got to spoil everything? No, forget it now. I caught a homicide. Yeah, I caught everybody in my house is going nuts. Daddy caught a homicide. Daddy caught a homicide. I fly to the hospital, lights and sirens, just to get my victim's last statement. And the surgeon who worked on him is having a cigarette outside the tree. I was like this, real cool, too cool. You knew something was wrong. Detective 8 times, relax. He's gonna make it. I was like, what? He's like, I patched him up. I'm like, yo, you patched up my homicide? Yo, I wanted to kill this freaking dude, man. Sure enough, I go talk to the kid. He's sitting up. He's having Jell-O, laughing with his family. Like there's nothing wrong with him. He's got nothing for me either. You could always tell when they're going to talk. I knew this kid had nothing to say, but you still got to give him the spiel, so I gave him the spiel. Hey, pal, man, I'm really sorry this happened to you. I really want to catch the person that did this to you, so what do you think? Can you describe the person that shot you? I was a detective for 13 years, man. I heard a lot of things, man. I never heard anything like this. That kid looks me right in the eye. He goes, yo, Mr. Detective. He called me Mr. Detective. He said, yo, I heard the ping, felt the sting, but it ain't no thing. It's scary, right? But it's beautiful. Because it's poetry, folks. Think about it, man. It's a conservation of words. That kid said everything he wanted to say in those 3 sentences. It's a haiku. I learned that from my SAT. Do you even get what he's trying to tell me? He's trying to tell me I got this. I heard the ping. That's the sound the gun makes when it's fired. Bing! I felt the sting, the bullets entering my flesh. But it ain't no thing. He's just telling me I'm going to take care of this myself, which I'm 100% fine with, by the way. I love street justice, man. It clears the calendar. Here's my point, okay? We all think about detective work because we watch the TV shows. The truth is, those TV shows, they cover high-profile cases. And the average detective never gets a chance to investigate a high-profile case. Most of the cases you wind up investigating are bullshit, bro. They're like neighborhood, stupid nonsense like this. This really happened, okay? Somebody robs the laundromat that's right around the corner from the precinct that I work in. When I tell you that the laundromat that got robbed is right around the corner from the precinct, what I'm trying to express to you is that this laundromat that got robbed was so close to the precinct. Me and my partner, we couldn't even take the police car there. You're not getting this at all. Do you know how stupid it is walking to an investigation? Have you ever seen that anywhere on any TV show ever? Have you ever seen the movie? No. You know why? Because it's stupid. It's 95 degrees. You got a cheap suit on. You're carrying your case folders. You look like Jehovah's Witnesses. And the whole walk over, all I kept thinking about is, who the hell would rob the laundromat that's like right around the corner from the precinct? I'll tell you who. The guy that lives right upstairs from the laundromat. Go figure, folks. Not a mastermind. Far from it. The reason why I know this for a fact is because I interviewed the little Spanish lady that owned the laundromat. And I'm half Dominican, so I spoke to her in Spanish, so we're crystal clear. Señora, el tipo que te robó con el cuchillo, the guy who put the knife to your throat. Si tú lo ves otra vez, ¿te acuerdas la cara de él? Él vive ahí mismo. Satanás vive ahí mismo. If you don't speak Spanish, that means Satan lives right upstairs. So now I got to go knock on Satan's door. Knowing good and well, he's never going to be there. Because who robs the laundromat right downstairs from where they live? and then runs right back upstairs to where they live, right? I'll tell you who. The guy I'm looking for, that's him. You can't make this stuff up, man. Yo, I want to investigate homicides, man. I wanted to collect DNA. I wanted to, like, dust for prints, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to chase down leads and follow clues. I knock on the door. The biggest clue was the guy had quarters falling out of his pocket. Ding, 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 ding. I was like, well, man, yo, do me a favor. Forget the quarters, man. Just stand up for a second. I couldn't even get a confession out of him. There was no good cop back. The guy gave it up right. Who does that? The guy gave it up right away. Who does that? I was like, my man, dude, forget the quarters. Just stand up for a second. Hey, man, did you just rob the laundromat downstairs? He's like, yeah, man, I messed up. I had to converse with my partner. I'm like, did he just confess? My partner's like, yeah, I think so. So I had to call his bluff. I was like, you know I'm going to have to arrest you now, right? He's like, yeah, man, I know. And then he had the nerve to turn around and put his hands behind his back. So then I cuffed him, and me and my partner, we walked him back around the corner to the precinct. Doesn't sound that exciting, does it? You know why? Because it's not. And guess what? That case will never, ever, ever be on Law and Order. Because from start to finish, that case took me, I don't know, like 10 minutes to solve. And 5 it was the walk. Which he got annoyed with, by the way. Even the bad guys like to go in the police car. At some point, he started seeing people he knew, like, that was his corner. That's where he lived. So he's, like, embarrassed because he's rear cuffed. So he, like, broke away. He's like, yo, you detectives ain't got no car? Yeah, we got 3 cars, man, but we couldn't take him here because he robbed the laundromat right around the corner from the precinct. What a time to be alive, man. They legalized marijuana. Thank God, finally. You know, you get drug tested when you're a cop, and you're still going to get drug tested. They're still not going to legalize it for cops. But it's so weird because, like, they shave your hair. Like, here's the thing. You guys go for your job. They probably do a pee-pee test. Yo, they shave your hair, man. And you never know where they're going to get the hair from. I used to go to my test. I was always nervous. Like, I didn't care if they shaved my chest, my arms, and my legs. I'm not proud of this, but as a grown man, I have shaved those areas from time to time, whatever. For one reason or another. But there's one spot on my body I have every hair that I came on this earth with. And if you're a real man, you should have every hair that you came on this earth with in this one spot. Where is it, pal? The taint, right here. Where your butt begins and your balls end. Fellas, you can shave this all day. You want to go completely bald, you want to put racing stripes, go for yours. But ladies, if your man has razor stubble back here, he's a freak. There's no guy in his right mind is going back there with a dull razor. There are major arteries back there. What do you want to do, bleed out in your house by yourself with a clean taint? The hair back there should be soft, it should be fine, it should be curly. It should always look sweaty. If you took the DNA off that hair, woo, man, there's stories you can tell. They should legalize it, and they should make cops have to smoke it. It should be. Think about it. It would make for a kind of gentler police department. 2 pulls before every car stop. There'll be no more police brutality, trust me. But you'll probably get one hell of a talking to for minor stuff. Sitting in a precinct for a headlight out. Like, you know what, officer, I love the stories, but no, hit me in the head with the nightstick, please. I gotta go. Yeah. I finally played a cop on TV. I was auditioning for Law & Order SV. Well, it was Law & Order originally. For 20 years, they never gave me the freaking part. And I was a cop, and a lot of times the part was just like, The body's over there. Like, how could you? And now I finally went, and I was going to give up. Because they say you're not an actor in New York City until you've been on Law & Order. And I remember I went to read for this part, and it was for the clerk, some type of clerk. And I remember I punched the freaking elevator. Damn, I messed that up too. How do you keep messing it up? And then I got in my car. I remember it was raining. I was driving. And then my agent calls me and goes, oh, you got a call back. I was like, great. Oh, wow, that's amazing. So I went for the callback. I messed that one up even worse. I went to the elevator, bang, punched the elevator again. Then I'm driving home. It's raining again. My agent calls, you got the part. How weird is that? The reason why I tell you this is you don't really have to work hard at anything. It's a big freaking waste of time. It's all about luck. If you didn't see it, this is my part. I play George, the evidence clerk, and I'll do it for you, and then I'm done. Save you the time. So I got the detective and the district attorney. And look at Infinity, 81 to 94. There's a dozen of them. I'll go get you a dolly. That's it right there. You know how many times I tried to say dozen of them? And I didn't get it? It was like 15 dozen because it's hard for me to say. I'm from here. I grew up in Astoria. Yeah. Listen, everybody lives there now. It's nice. When I was a kid, it was a little different. Not a bad neighborhood, tough neighborhood, depending on who you hung out with. You ever, when you were a teenager, play this game? When we were a teenager, we used to play this game called, what the fuck are you looking at? You ever do that? Hang out in the corner, getting drunk and smoking weed all night, then go around looking for fight? I'll straighten out your face. Yeah, you ever give somebody 2 different directives? Come over here. Yeah, you better get out of here. You ever do that? Now I live in the Bronx. That doesn't play at all in the Bronx, by the way. Not at all. People are very nice to each other until it's time to shoot somebody in the Bronx. When I moved to the Bronx, I saw the scariest show I ever saw on TV. It's called Bronx 12 News. 58 minutes of homicides and 2 minutes of sports. And sometimes they don't get to the sports. Even the weather's shady. Like, he's like, hey, Bob, how's it looking out there? Well, Dick, it's muggy with a chance of murder. The only thing good about the Bronx is there's a lot of ways to drive around there. You don't have to get stuck on streets. A lot of thoroughfares. Some of them ain't that fast. You ever go on the Cross Bronx Expressway? The fact that it's called the Expressway is funny in itself. It should be called the Cross Bronx Crawlway. You'll never get past 30 miles an hour. And the only time you can get up to about 30 miles an hour is at like 4:06 a.m. It's so slow on the Cross Bronx Expressway, people sell stuff on it. And I'm not talking about on the side of the road, you know, the way we know, like the people selling the oranges, the peeled oranges and the canepas. And the bottles of water, all the stuff that you need, God forbid you get involved in a long road trip. You know what I'm talking about? No, I'm talking about this is in the highway right next to your car like this. Yo, I got Beats headphones, son, Beats headphones. And then they got to come back to you because they walk too fast. No, how about the corona shot? Yeah, I got the vaccine. Seriously, there's a guy selling the vaccine right there on the Cross Bronx Expressway. He's like, come back in 3 weeks, I got you, son. Well, I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, man. This meant a lot. We've been hibernating and doing this thing like, hopefully they'll let us out now, right? Yeah. We could live again? Get out there, doing what we're doing, man. This is beautiful. All I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. And if you enjoyed tonight, please buy the album, share it with your friends. Thank you.
Mark DeMayo, ba 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 da, ba da da ba da.